This is 10:25 Stratford Road, Starbucks, and this is 8:32 a.m. 48 seconds. And that's Andy.MILLER at CO Benton, Washington, U.S. And that's the 509-735-3591. Fax is 509-736-3066. And download the system to activate the system for live, and also the face face recognition. Microsoft Systems Andy.MILLER at co.washington.us 509-735-3591. It's the 29th Monday, and this is April tax return is going to be coming in. This is April's Starbucks for all the food purchases purchased here at Starbucks for all the administration office that kind of enter administration office. We're going to download the death certificate and all the death certificate for the grandfather said she's dead, and grandmother. So we're going to do a tax return for all the water line damage done in Othello, Washington, and all the water liners damage here in Moses Lake, and that's 5th Division of GTA Moses Lake. And that's the Cimaron transfer station, the administration office. That Department of Transportation administration office has the headstones, the granite, concrete liners, the monarchs, the caskets that are paid for and done, and the chief just those 9 chairs, the Gonzaga University installments for District Court, District Columbia, that's been moderated. All the desks and tables and chairs put in City Hall by Felix Barela, and also the Gonzaga chairs, desktops, Superior Municipal, and law books and desktops of Walker's Furniture installed by Felix Barela. The rigging, the soil, the hydro seed, and also the soil, the tilling, D69, bobcat, the grader, and also the rocks installed by Felix Barela by hand by the Turbo Gale Bobcat. Nobody helped me, so I moved the mesh into the A&M irrigation truck and drove it to Andy.MILLER's office at 7112 West Okanagan Place, Kennewick, Washington. That's Home Depot. All the supplies and inventory, donors, transformers, washers, dryers, equipment, tools, accessories, garden supplies, and that mesh was 1,700 pounds. And I moved it by myself, and I took the side of the door off on the driver's side, and on the other side of the Ford AM Energy on the right side. 1,700 pounds of mesh with a bunch of criminals and convicts that work on the site. So I took all of them in custody and dropped it off at Andy.MILLER's office, 712 West Okanagan Place, just like Ajmer, AJM Nijjar, Singh, SAIG Nijjar, and mother and father inside the Tundra. That's a vodka, that's Moon Ganja, and also Tiffany, and also Eric. And that's Eric Benson, Jay Mueller, and that's Daryl Johnson. Coroner's office at 712 West Okanagan in the parking lot. And that's the administration office. That's my Class A uniform went upstairs with, and the AM irrigation emblems up on the front on the left and right hand side truck inside Andy.MILLER's office. In the back gate says Eugene F. Pratt, it says Felix Barela, it says Liz Cheney, and has Dick Cheney. And that's Felix Barela, and that's in the background is Obama, where they put him in the jail, in a holding cell, and the murder case dispute where max security is at. And every time they open the door, I beat up Obama, beat Mr. Savala in Norwood. And he said he owned the ranch here at Sun Stables here in Moses Lake. He said his first name, last name on the saddle. Doesn't have his name on the saddle, and they had him in for murder. And of course that's administration officer, and that's Hatcher. And that's Hatcher, that's a state trooper hatch, highway registered weapon, double blade, Michigan blade, 3.5 pound, and also the most powerful chainsaw in the world. And Mr. Hatcher knows Chano Hernandez was hit by a rock in the back of the head, which I embedded in the back of his head. We left it field of 1313 West Ground Roundy. That's Corey Fox, Ryan Fox, and also Janelle, and that's Jason Trigger, Jason Trump. Jason is at the FOA veterans, ran back at the veterans. He's there having sex with her inside in the office. Since that's Chamberlain, and Chamberlain had a manslaughter charge for DW hit and run of a child. And Mr. Jason Nolan from middle school, Highlands Middle School, hit and run as well. A red-headed individual, Daryl Johnson's son, hit and run DWI's slaughter charge, and that's Mr. Hatcher. All those stripes are on his arm, are not even his. And animals, all the words on animals' wall are mine. So Mr. Norwick is in for murder, and Mr. Sandoval got killed when they released him out. Finally, after Mr. Obama was released in the maximum security, signed forging Social Security checks. Social Security office from South Dakota, and that's Lola and the Vasquez family, and they're not talking anymore, and they don't want me talking to the mother and father anymore, or the grandfather don't want me talking to the 1005 East Hamlet anymore, or the Base Insurance Company anymore. So I'm at the Ford Company, Base Insurance Company, right across the street, telling that the owner of the Base Insurance Company right there at the Ford Company, Allstate, and Deb and Allstate confronted them and had them let them know I do not talk to them and have nothing to do with none of them. But the water damages that are done at Othello, Washington are connected. The alfalfa, the corn, the edible corn, also the onion, and also the wheat and HTB baler, which is the alfalfa. There are stacks as we speak. March and April with snowfall. The Farm Bill is still active. The Farm Bill is still in process, and they said it's expiring. It's not expired. It's paid for in full. And that's North 40, and that's Ranch and Home, and that's also used to be the administration office and farm company, farm insurance, and that's RDO, John Deere Evergreen, and Booker's Auction, and that's Bruce, and an owner of John Deere Evergreen Implement, and the RDO, and that's the administration office with farm equipment and ranchers and farms and homes and loans, and also the administration office. And the loan for $85,000 loan to Kandar and Environment, and the administration office is paid in full. So they all assessments and ranch and home, and then the Farm Bill is still active. And the administration office is going to be downloaded on some systems, since South Dakota had some questions about why you had Mr. Obama in the maximum security with Sandoval and also Norwick, and that's Mr. Hatcher. He gets all that information. The channel was beat up and left up in the field in Kennewick, Washington, 1313 West Grand Ronde. Corey Fox and also the administrator, Washington Bullet Gilbert Loretta, 18th Street gangbanger, drove him to Rod Knuckles Ranch and Home, Ranch and Farm Land. That's an oil line that's underneath the Sun Stables, connected to Stratford Road, and that's a live feed line, oil line, gas line, and also introduced to and letting him that he was the leader of 18th Street gangbanger for the cartels and mafiosos in Texas, Arizona, Albuquerque, and also Megan McCain and also Roberta McCain in that Phoenix penthouse suite. So and they have Mr. Brock Knuckles identify him, and they ran him off the highway at Dodd Road, IBP, and all truckers ran him off the road and chased him out of the administration on Boise Cascade Simplot Yard that's connected to IBP, Tyson's Food. And the administrator has all the first and last names. Next to Ken coming to the recruiting office, and also coming into the slaughter floor and process plant in Nebraska, Lexington, Nebraska. Not too from Kearney, not too Cozad, not too from the administration office, and that's the front yard and backyard of the administration, and that's a Monad credit union. So that's andy.miller.co, Benton, Washington, U.S. 509-735-3591. And you can take all the mug shots. His head's shaved down so he can get a description when he gets released. And Sandoval was killed at the castle called the Forum Bar by Chicago Title. It was called Gold's Gym. Before that, it was called the Forum. And that's Amy Miller, Jay Mueller, and also administration Kevin Blaze and Kent, and also the administration office Jay Mueller, and also Moon Ganja. The headstones, head plots, monarchs, double cornered, the coffins, the heads of maple, oak, mahogany, and also steel, titanium, gold, platinum, silver, and also steel, aluminum, Monticello monarchs, and on orchids, and on double deadliners at the Pentagon. Military wall is demolition at the Kennewick Wash in Columbia, Casino Gables, and also the motel where Fabian Barela is a cat, where the apple orchards and the administration is in Royal City, the Czech administration. So 10,000 declarators is called for, but this is tax return on 29th, and this is Monday 29th, April 29th, 2018, and it's 2019, 8:45 a.m. And anyways, the most inscriptions they got on the double length, monarchs, any damage, the flowers are warranted, flat 4,000 stands behind them, and also the headstones, monarchs, the headstones in the administration office, the impacts, and God's egg is GPPs, and the rigs, and also the AM irrigation policies on the sod, irrigation and the wiring, that and the sewer lines connected to Spokane Civic Center, sewer line and connected to the post office, which is no more longer there, and also the yacht launch next to the soccer field where the pull-up bar is, and also the front downstairs, and the aquatic center for the baseball field was formulated on a slope and gander with moderating or circuit breakers connected to the Gazeg, and then the Walker's furniture installed, and also the books and auctions, and also the fiber optic cables, laptops, and the systems are connected to the Air Force cable that's connected to the casinos, and the casinos connected to where they printed dollar bills, $20 bills, $50 bills, $100 bills, and that's the GTB for the income for the harvest. So that rainfall and whatnot on the sunken holes for the headstones and also the graves are going to be whacked and packed and reinstalled, and then put back the flowers and put them for the extended warranty. Any chips on the blades damaging the grindstones, the brass, or anything, the Pentagon around the flag staff or the Marine, around the Marine flag or the Army flag or the Navy flag or the Coast Guard flag or the elite POW, which was the brick and revenue and process that was broken pieces over at the Green Bridge where Lola Hernandez jumped off the Cable and Blue Bridge. Somewhere, and there's a pull-up bar, and there's also a tugboat that comes back and forth from Oregon, that's the Washington State Patrol Unit, and I-80. And that's South 95 to 24, 26, 24, and also the administration office where they determined and got rid of Channels Hernandez Bonnet from Arizona. And that's a white Thunderbird 4-door Thunderbird military with a bunch of affiliated drug dropout reject military staff like Mr. Zunker. Zunker is a heroin addict. He's at Benton County covering up for Donald and Leslie, and Liz and Sandy Strawn had nothing to do with none of them. And she kept on 86ing and then blackballing them out of the administration office the whole time, because I'm sitting there moderating with dealing with their gangbang District Columbia activities, since they're making homemade bombs, and that's McVeigh, and that's Tim McVeigh, the Unabomber from Oklahoma, and that's Oklahoma is Stratford Road, the biggest oil company in the world here in Moses Lake on Stratford Road, and the administration office has discrepancies with dealing with Mr. Obama administration office, and never heard of them. They only belong. They're not supposed to be here in Washington State ever again. They don't have Muslims, they don't have narcotics or drug-sniffing dogs, and then they're detaining police officers, U.S. Marshals, bailiffs for $10,000 apiece.